According to Thursday, January 16th spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Claire Newman will be shaken up at the Newman Ranch and insists that what she's going to tell Victoria Newman and Nikki Newman remain between them. Claire will acknowledge that she recently met Jordan, who managed to escape from prison even though the institution claimed she was present. Claire will let Nikki and Victoria know that someone replaced her, as Jordan suggested. Additionally, Claire will acknowledge that she gave Jordan what she wanted to hear and gave her the impression that she was once again on her side. Claire will contend that there is only one way to permanently stop Jordan, despite Victoria and Nikki's desire to involve the police or at the very least Victor Newman. Nikki and Victoria will attempt to persuade Claire that it's not the best course of action after she argues that Jordan must die. Claire might end up in jail, and the guilt would follow her wherever. But because she didn't step in, Claire will argue that she couldn't live with herself if Jordan killed again. It sounds like Claire will want to poison Jordan since she will make references to doing to Jordan what Jordan intended to do to them. Claire will essentially issue a warning, whether or not Victoria and Nikki are involved. Claire will stress that Jordan must die in any case. Before making it to the bar she's been battling to get to, Sharon Newman will give herself a pep talk in the sewer. Sharon will attempt to escape her chain using that bar in Thursday's YNR episode. Victor and Nick Newman will become more and more certain that Ian Ward has an accomplice that they must track down at Society. Since there is evidence that Sharon did not drive into the river herself, Chance Chancellor will eventually provide Nick and Victor with updates. Chance will clarify that when Sharon passed out, security tape showed someone covering her mouth with a towel and placing her in the back seat. After watching the surveillance tape, Nick and Victor will believe that Sharon's kidnapper looks familiar. Victor and Nick won't realize it's Jordan just yet, but they'll be left wondering if it's someone they know. Daniel Romalotti Jr. will ruin Billy Abbott's retaliation at Crimson Lights by trying to get Phyllis Summers to work with him on a different project. Billy will ask Phyllis if she is still on board with his plan to pursue Chancellor after Daniel departs. Billy will eventually acknowledge that he wants to ruin Adam Newman because it's the greatest way to reach Victor after Phyllis complains that he doesn't have any details. Phyllis will call Billy out on his vendetta since she believes this is more about getting even with Adam for what transpired with Chelsea Lawson. According to previews for The Young and the Restless, Phyllis will not be pleased with Billy's announcement. Stay in for additional guesses as to what she might prefer Billy to do. The Young and the Restless, recap for Thursday, January 16th. The air in the Newman Ranch was thick with tension as Claire Newman nervously paced the grand living room, her eyes darting to Victoria Newman and Nikki Newman. She had just arrived moments ago, shaken and breathless, her usual composure shattered. The urgency in her voice when she insisted this conversation stay between them had Victoria's curiosity piqued and Nikki's maternal instincts on high alert. "Claire," Nikki said gently, leaning forward, "what's going on? You're scaring us." Claire stopped pacing and turned to face them, her face pale. "I just came face to face with Jordan." Victoria's eyes widened. "That's impossible. Jordan is in prison." Claire shook her head, her voice trembling. "No, she's not. The facility claims she's there, but I saw her. She implied someone else took her place." The revelation hit like a thunderclap. Jordan, a dangerous and calculating individual, was back in their lives, and the implications were chilling. Nikki exchanged a worried glance with Victoria as Claire continued. "I pretended to be on her side," Claire admitted. "I said whatever I had to so she wouldn't suspect me. But Jordan, she's planning something big. And she's dangerous." Victoria's mind raced with questions, but one thing was clear, they couldn't take this lightly. "We need to involve the police or at least tell my dad. He'll know what to do." But Claire shook her head vehemently. "No. That's not going to work. Jordan is always one step ahead. There's only one way to stop her for good." Nikki frowned, sensing the dangerous direction Claire was heading. What do you mean? Claire's voice dropped to a chilling whisper. Jordan has to die. A desperate plan. The room fell into a stunned silence. Nikki's hand flew to her chest as Victoria stood abruptly, her chair scraping against the polished floor. Claire, you can't be serious, Victoria said, her voice firm. Murder isn't the answer. Think about what you're saying. I have thought about it, Claire snapped. If we don't stop her now, more people will die. Can you live with that on your conscience? Because I can't. Nikki's voice trembled with concern. But, Claire, if you go through with this, you could end up in prison. The guilt would haunt you forever. Claire's resolve didn't waver. I'm already haunted. Jordan's crimes haunt me every single day. If I have to do to her what she planned to do to us, so be it. The mention of poison sent a shiver down Nikki's spine. Claire's plan was both reckless and dangerous, but her determination was evident. Victoria stepped closer to Claire, her voice softening. Claire, listen to me. There has to be another way. We'll figure it out together. But taking a life? That's not who you are. Claire's eyes filled with unshed tears. I'm doing this with or without your help. Jordan has to be stopped. Sharon's struggle. Meanwhile, in the dark, damp sewers beneath Genoa City, Sharon Newman was battling her own demons and chains. Shackled to a wall, she had been held captive for days, her captor's identity a mystery. But Sharon was nothing if not a fighter. You can do this, she whispered to herself, her voice echoing in the confined space. You have to get out of here. With renewed determination, Sharon managed to maneuver herself closer to a metal bar jutting out of the wall. Using every ounce of strength she had left, she began to work on the chains, her wrists raw and bleeding. She couldn't give up, not now, not ever. Above ground, her family was working tirelessly to find her. Victor and Nick Newman had spent hours reviewing security footage, growing more convinced that Ian Ward, a notorious manipulator from their past, had an accomplice. The Newman men on the case. At Society, Victor's piercing eyes scanned the latest updates Chance Chancellor had brought them. Chance, ever the diligent investigator, laid out the evidence. The footage shows someone putting a rag over Sharon's mouth and dragging her to the car, Chance explained. There's no way she drove herself into the river. Nick's jaw tightened as he watched the grainy video. Something about the kidnapper's movements struck him as familiar, but he couldn't place it. Whoever this is, Victor said, his voice low and menacing, they've made a grave mistake. Nick nodded. We'll find Sharon, Dad. And when we do, whoever did this will pay. Neither man realized how close they were to uncovering the truth. The person behind Sharon's kidnapping was Jordan, the same woman Claire was desperate to eliminate. A brewing storm at Crimson Lights. Back at Crimson Lights, the tension was palpable as Daniel Romalotti Jr. confronted Billy Abbott. Daniel had always been a voice of reason, and today was no exception. Billy, this revenge plan of yours, it's a bad idea, Daniel said, his tone firm. You're letting your emotions cloud your judgment. Billy crossed his arms defiantly. This isn't about emotions. It's about justice. Adam needs to be taken down, and if that means targeting Chancellor, so be it. Phyllis Summers, who had been listening quietly, finally spoke up. Billy, you're not giving me much to work with here. What exactly is your plan? Billy hesitated before revealing his true intentions. I want to destroy Adam. He's the key to Victor's empire. Take him down, and the rest crumbles. Phyllis arched an eyebrow. This isn't about Chancellor at all, is it? This is about Chelsea. Billy's silence spoke volumes. Phyllis shook her head, disappointed. You're playing a dangerous game, Billy. And I'm not sure I want to be a part of it. The pieces come together. As the day unfolded, the interconnected lives of Genoa City's residents continued to spiral. Claire wrestled with her moral dilemma, Sharon fought for her freedom, and the Newman men closed in on the truth. Meanwhile, Billy's vendetta threatened to drag Phyllis into a web of deceit and destruction. By the end of the day, one thing was clear: Genoa City was on the brink of chaos, and the choices these characters made would have far-reaching consequences. The Young and the Restless spoilers promise even more twists and turns ahead, so stay tuned for the drama to come. The Young and the Restless expanded recap and analysis for January 16th. The drama at the Newman Ranch takes a dark and suspenseful turn as Claire Newman finds herself in a precarious situation. With tensions high and secrets threatening to unravel, Thursday's episode of The Young and the Restless promises shocking revelations and critical decisions that could change everything for the Newman family. Claire's shocking revelation at the Newman Ranch. The episode opens at the Newman Ranch, where Claire Newman, visibly shaken and distraught, insists on a private conversation with Victoria Newman and Nikki Newman. As the matriarch and her daughter exchange worried glances, they realize Claire's urgency suggests something critical. Claire begins by revealing a startling encounter: she has just come face to face with Jordan. This revelation shocks Victoria and Nikki, who are well aware of Jordan's dangerous history. Jordan's sudden appearance raises immediate questions. How could she be free? Claire explains that, despite official reports from the prison, Jordan is not where she's supposed to be. The revelation that someone may have taken Jordan's place in prison adds a layer of intrigue and heightens the stakes. Claire recounts Jordan's cryptic comments, hinting at a larger conspiracy that threatens their safety. Claire's admission that she played along with Jordan's assumptions, making her believe they were still allies, reveals her quick thinking but also highlights her internal conflict. Her calculated move may have bought time, but it has left her grappling with a dangerous moral dilemma. The Newman women's debate: justice or vigilantism? When Claire suggests that the only way to stop Jordan is to kill her, both Nikki and Victoria react with alarm. Their immediate instinct is to involve law enforcement or Victor Newman, the patriarch known for his ability to handle high-stakes situations. However, Claire's refusal to involve the authorities underscores her desperation and fear. Her argument is chillingly simple: if Jordan remains alive, she'll continue to pose a threat. Nikki and Victoria's attempts to dissuade Claire highlight their own struggles with morality and practicality. Nikki, ever the voice of wisdom, reminds Claire that taking Jordan's life would not only be morally wrong but could also lead to catastrophic consequences. The guilt would be unbearable, and Claire herself could face imprisonment. Victoria, on the other hand, takes a more strategic approach, probing Claire for details and exploring alternatives. Claire's insistence on poison as a means to eliminate Jordan adds a sinister twist to the conversation. Her determination is both unsettling and tragic, reflecting the psychological toll of living in constant fear. Claire's resolve leaves Nikki and Victoria in a precarious position. Do they try to stop her, or do they risk alienating her and losing control of the situation entirely? Sharon Newman's struggle for survival. Meanwhile, Sharon Newman's plight unfolds in a harrowing sequence. Trapped in a sewer and chained to a bar, Sharon's situation is dire. The physical and emotional toll is evident as she struggles to break free. Her internal monologue reveals a mix of fear and determination, providing viewers with a glimpse into her resilience. The setting, dark, damp, and suffocating, mirrors Sharon's desperation. As she finally reaches the bar she's been eyeing, her attempts to free herself become a metaphor for her fight against the odds. Sharon's storyline serves as a counterpoint to the Newman family drama, showcasing the broader dangers and interconnected threats facing Genoa City. Victor and Nick Newman's investigation. At Society, Victor and Nick Newman are deep in discussion about Ian Ward and the possibility of an accomplice. Their growing suspicion adds another layer of complexity to the unfolding drama. When Chance Chancellor arrives with updates, the tension escalates. The revelation that Sharon didn't drive into the river herself, but was instead kidnapped, shifts the focus to identifying her abductor. Security footage proves to be a game changer. As Victor and Nick review the evidence, they notice something unsettlingly familiar about Sharon's kidnapper. Though they don't yet realize it's Jordan, their growing certainty that the culprit is someone within their orbit adds to the sense of impending danger. Billy Abbott and Phyllis Summers' conflict. At Crimson Lights, Daniel Romalotti Jr. interrupts Billy Abbott's scheming with a dose of reality. Daniel's attempt to persuade Phyllis Summers to join him on a new project reveals his concern for her well-being. His genuine care contrasts sharply with Billy's vendetta-driven plans. After Daniel departs, Billy presses Phyllis about her commitment to his strategy. His revelation that he intends to destroy Adam Newman as a way of targeting Victor shocks Phyllis. Her reaction, a mix of disbelief and disapproval, underscores the reckless nature of Billy's plan. Phyllis, ever the pragmatist, questions whether Billy's motives are personal rather than strategic. Phyllis's skepticism becomes a pivotal moment in the narrative. Her confrontation with Billy forces him to confront his true motivations, while also highlighting the potential fallout of his actions. As the episode closes, Phyllis's decision to challenge Billy sets the stage for further conflict and intrigue. Themes and character dynamics. Thursday's episode delves deeply into themes of loyalty, morality, and the lengths to which individuals will go to protect their loved ones. Claire's moral dilemma serves as a microcosm of the broader conflicts within the Newman family. Her desperation and willingness to cross ethical lines mirror the challenges faced by other characters, from Sharon's fight for survival to Billy's quest for revenge. The interplay between characters adds richness to the narrative. Claire's interactions with Nikki and Victoria reveal the complexities of family dynamics, while Victor and Nick's investigation underscores the importance of trust and collaboration. Similarly, Sharon's solitary struggle highlights her resilience and determination, providing a stark contrast to the collective efforts of the Newman family. Predictions and speculation. The episode's cliffhangers leave viewers with numerous questions and possibilities. Will Claire go through with her plan to kill Jordan? Can Nikki and Victoria find a way to stop her without alienating her? What will Sharon's fate be, and how will Victor and Nick's investigation unfold? Additionally, Billy's vendetta against Adam raises the stakes for future conflicts, particularly as Phyllis's involvement remains uncertain. As the storylines converge, the potential for explosive revelations and dramatic confrontations grows. The writer's skillful weaving of individual arcs into a cohesive narrative ensures that viewers will be eagerly anticipating the next episode. Conclusion. Thursday's The Young and the Restless delivers a gripping blend of suspense, drama, and emotional depth. The episode's focus on moral dilemmas and character dynamics provides a compelling exploration of the challenges facing the Newman family and their allies. With high-stakes decisions and unresolved conflicts, the stage is set for an unforgettable continuation of the story.